We are just mere weeks away from the official TCG release of Doom of Dimensions. Excuse me. But before we get to the official release of Doom of Dimensions, we have the final batch of cards that have been added to the set. And it's actually a bunch of world premiere cards and OCG imports that one card in particular, excuse me, one card in particular, we've been waiting for it to get added to the set for a very long time. So I'm not gonna waste any time. I'm just gonna get straight into it, and we kick things off with Disguise, the Copycat Hero. Excuse me. And it is a 4-star Light Warrior tuner with 1400 attack, 1200 defense, and the effects read as follow. If you have an equipped spell in your field or grave, you can special summon this card from your hand. If this card is normal or special summon, you can add one Cursed Copycat Noble Arms from your deck to your hand. While this card is equipped with an equipped card, you can target one non-tuner warrior on the field with a level. This card's level also its name become the same as that monster's until the end phase. You can only use each effect once per turn. So this is actually a pretty cool a pretty cool card because this can enable this can basically pretty much just enable so many different so many different synchro summons, potentially excuse me. This can also enable several different Xyz plays, several different synchro plays, depending on what your deck depending on what deck you're playing. If you're playing Noble Knights, or even if you're playing Infernoble Knights, this card can actually do a lot of damage. Funny thing is that you can also use this card in in the Flame Swords the Flame Swordsman deck, which apparently Flame Swordsman could be getting some new support in the not so distant future, which we might end up seeing on Master Duel at some point. Which is possible, very possible, but I mean it's not bad. It's essentially a Cyber Dragon. It's not too bad. Next up, we've got Cursed Copycat Noble Arms, which is the card, the name of the card that's in the text of Disguise. So this card right here, Cursed Copycat, is an equipped spell with the effects reading as followed. The equipped monster gains 200 attack and defense for each equipped spell in your field and grave. Excuse me. While this card is equipped to a warrior, you can activate this effect. You cannot special summon for the rest of the turn except for warriors. Also special summon a warrior with the same attribute and level as the equipped monster, but with a different name from your deck. And if you do, equip it with this card, then destroy the monster this card was equipped to. You can only use this effect once per turn. It's not bad. It basically gives you a free body on board, so it's pretty cool. And also too, if you have Monster Reborn in hand and Disguise is in the graveyard, you can go Reborn, summon back Disguise, and now you have a potential level 8 synchro, or a potential rank 4 Xyz, depending on what monster you summoned off of Cursed Copycat. So it's pretty cool. Next up, we got Chumbar, the Flashy Sports Knight. Excuse me. Excuse me. Anyway, guys, it is a 8-star Light Warrior Synchro with 2700 attack, 2100 defense, and of course a tuner and one or more non-tuners, so pretty generic. The effects read as followed. Monsters your opponent controls lose 400 attack for each equipped spell you control. You can only use each of the following effects once per turn. You can target one other card on the field, send one equipped spell from your hand or deck to the grave, and if you do, destroy that target. If this card is in your grave, you can target 2 face-up cards in your spell and trap zone, destroy them, and special summon this card. So this is basically... So again, this is basically... Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me, you guys. Anyway, this basically is a Monster Reborn for itself, for itself at the cost of sending two face-up cards in your back row to the graveyard. Interestingly enough, if you send the right back row to your grave, you can actually get their graveyard effects off and just combo off from there, which is pretty crazy. To say the very least, it's pretty interesting. But what's also cool is that you also get to basically just pop a card on the field, which is not bad. But just these 3 cards, they seem good. But we'll have to wait and see. We will have to wait and see. But next up, we've got Faison, Hunting Scout of the Deep Forest. Excuse me. Which is a 5-star Earth Warrior fusion with 2300 attack and defense, and of course 2 Earth Warrior monsters. Let's see here. The effects read as follow. Unaffected by your opponent's activated effects during the main phase only. During the battle phase, as a quick effect, you contribute this fusion summon card, special summon 2 Earth Warriors from your grave, except this card. And if you do, your Earth Warriors cannot be destroyed by battle for the rest of the turn. You can only use this effect once per turn. So it basically gives it. So it basically acts as a defusion. Like literally, you can send this card from your field to the grave, resummon the materials that were needed to summon this card, and then you basically would be able to go into this other fusion, which I'll talk about here in a second, which is not bad. I mean, you and I both know, you guys know just as well as I that a lot of these world premiere cards, nine times out of 10, they usually end up as bulk, just because of the fact that some of their effects aren't as good as they seem to be. These ones might not be any different, but just being able to summon out the materials needed for the summon of Faison is not too bad. It can definitely enable a combo extension. It just depends on what 2 Earth Warriors you choose to use as the material for the card's summon. Next up, we've got what the hell? Chevreul, I believe is how it's pronounced. Hunting Scout of the Deep Forest. Not sure how it's supposed to be pronounced, but that's what we're going with. That is what we are going with, people. But it is a 7-star Earth Warrior fusion with 2600 attack and defense. And it requires a level 5 or higher Earth Warrior plus another Earth Warrior. So you need a level 7 and just any other Earth Warrior. Unaffected by your opponent's activated effects during the main phase only. Your opponent's monsters that can attack must attack the monster you control with the highest attack, their choice if tied. When another Earth Warrior you control destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can special summon an Earth Warrior from your grave or banishment. You can only use this effect once per turn. So this basically is DDR. That literally is all that matters. It's essentially a DDR, and you're able to force the opponent to literally force the opponent's monsters to attack a monster with the highest attack, which essentially, if this card were to be the highest attack on board, there's not much that they can do, especially if they're especially if their monsters have lower attack. They don't have much of an option. Only way to out it is through means of like I think Imperm and Valor are like just some of the cards you can use. Forbidden Chalice is definitely another one that comes into mind that you can use. Still, it's not too bad. Next up, we've got Hunting Horn. Which is a quick play spell, and the effects read as follows. Fusion summon an Earth Warrior fusion from your action deck using warrior monsters from your hand or field. Then, if you activate this card during the battle phase, you can choose monsters your opponent controls up to the number of materials used from the hand for this fusion summon, and their attack becomes halved until the end of the battle phase. You cannot declare attacks the turn you activate this card, except with Earth Warriors. You can only activate this card once per turn. So this is basically quick play polymerization, and it basically cuts all of your opponent's monsters' attack in half. So it acts as a multi-Gale the Whirlwind on steroids. Like literally, that's all it is. These three cards, not the best. I'm being real. I don't think they'll be used in the current meta. But still, I mean, they're pretty decent for playground Yu-Gi-Oh. So it's not too bad. Next up we've got Lycoris. We've got Lycoris, Lily Reaper. I had to make sure that I pronounced it right. So there's the card. Actually looks pretty cool. The artwork looks pretty cool. I'll give it that. I will give Konami credit for this one. The artwork looks pretty cool. 5-star Dark Plant Synchro. 800 attack, 2400 defense. A tuner and one or more non-tuner, which is required. The effects read as follows. If a monster is sent from the field to your opponent's grave while this card is in your grave, in your monster zone, even during the damage step, you can gain life points equal to one of those monsters' attack in their grave. If your opponent takes effect damage while this card is in your grave, except during the damage step, you can banish the card, send one monster from the field to the grave with attack less than or equal to the difference in your life points and your opponent's. So it's not bad. I mean it acts as a way to ensure that your opponent's monsters basically get sent to the grave, get sent from the field to the grave, which theoretically it can send to cards like Zeus, Typhon. It can send pretty much almost anything to the graveyard, depending on what. It depends on what your life points and what your opponent's life points look like. So not too bad. Definitely perfect for the Black Rose decks. Once we get the new legendary 5Ds decks, this card could definitely be a useful card in the Black Rose deck. But it's still a long way to go, you guys. Still a long way to go. Next up, we've got Silk Bomb Moth, which is a 6-star wind insect with 2400 attack, 1000 defense, and the effect reads as follows: if you have 2 or more wind monsters in your grave and this card is in your hand, you can special summon this card, and if you do, shuffle a wind monster from your grave into the deck. If the card is normal or special summon, you can reveal the top card of your opponent's deck, then apply the appropriate effect based on its card type. Monster, place it in your opponent's spell and trap zone as a face-up continuous spell. Spell or trap, banish it. You can only use each effect once per turn. So I believe the Millennium deck can actually abuse this card if you're able to implement a sort of like a wind package, if you will. So it's not too bad. It's definitely worth trying out in the Millennium decks. It's decent, but it's like whatever. It's like whatever. I mean, being able to just banish the top card, being able to banish your opponent's top card, which could be a back row, or being able to put a monster into the back row if the top card was monster, is not bad. But for the most part, you're mainly going to be using this card for its first effect, which acts as a cyber dragon. Next up, we got Fleeting Flower of the Magician, which is a quick play spell, and the effect reads as follows: target a face-up spell trap your opponent controls, or a spell trap you control, destroy it. Then if you targeted a card you control, you can apply one of these effects. Place a monster from your grave into your spell and trap zone as a face-up continuous spell. Add 1 equip or continuous spell from your grave to your hand. You can only activate this card once per turn. So again, funny enough, the Exodia Millennium decks are definitely gonna be eyeing up this card really quickly because of the fact that you can literally put the new retrained Millennium Shield into your back row. You can even also use this card for the toy box cards as well, where you can put the toy tank into your back row. You can put the toy I think toy soldier. I think it's toy soldier. You can put that into your back row, which has had a tendency to pull off some very interesting, which can have the potential to pull off some very interesting FTKs, which is very, very crazy. Next up, we got Lunar Rabbit Omaginai. I don't know how it's pronounced, but I'm just gonna call it Lunar Rabbit. But there's the card. Actually looks kind of cute. I'll give it that. It actually looks kind of cute. 1-star light spellcaster tuner vanilla with 0 attack, 1500 defense, and the flavor text reads as follows: a mysterious visitor who has descended from the heavens. It converts pain into signals and sends them into space, but its purpose is still unknown. Pain, go away. I mean, it's very rare that we ever see vanillas get printed as a new card in 2025. So I mean, this card could be used in something like maybe like maybe in decks like maybe Magistus or something like that. I don't know. It's a bit of a weird card. Excuse me. Ooh, excuse me. It's a bit of a weird card, but it could definitely have some purpose in some decks. I'm just not sure what decks those are, but we have now one, two, three, four more cards to talk about, you guys. So let's get down to it. Next up, we've got Horned Brute Carnivorous. And honestly, the artwork looks hella badass. That artwork looks hella badass, you guys. Holy shit. Absolutely crazy, you guys. Absolutely crazy. But it is a 5-star Fire Dino Synchro Tuner with 2000 attack, 200 defense, and requires a tuner and one or more non-tuners. The effects read as followed. During the main or battle phase, you can, as a quick effect, immediately after this effect resolves, synchro summon a dino using this card you control. When a monster declares an attack, you can special summon a dino from your hand, ignoring the summoning condition, and you cannot special summon for the rest of the turn except for dinos. You can only use each effect once per turn. Funny enough, you can actually use this card to summon Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, and literally, you have yourself your board. Like this card, using this card to summon out UCT right off the bat is pretty fucking nasty, to say the very least. Like, there is no denying that this card is definitely gonna have a lot going on with this upcoming format post Worlds ban list, and oh, it's gonna be very interesting. It is going to be very interesting, to say the very least. Next up we've got Endymion the Crescent Magistus. So we've had Moon Maiden, and now we've got Endymion. So let's see what this card is all about. It is a light spellcaster Link 2 with 1850 attack, and the arrows are left and bottom right, and requires 2 monsters, including a level 4 spellcaster. The effects read as followed. If this card is Link Summon, you can target one Magistus monster you control, equip it with a spellcaster from your grave or banishment as an equipped spell. During the main phase, as a quick effect, you can target one spellcaster in your spell and trap zone, treat it as an equipped spell, return it to the hand. You can only use one. Oh, okay, so they are both hard ones per turn. Okay, so this is actually kind of interesting, because you can use because this card can actually be used in so many different spellcaster based decks. It can be used in spell books, Magistus. I believe Dark Magician can use this card if you run the Magician Girl cards. So it's not too bad. I mean, it's pretty decent. It's a good way to it's a pretty good way to link climb into a potential like Axis Code Talker or something like that. So it's not too bad. Here's the thing, right? This next card that I'm going to talk about was originally used in the GX anime, and it never got to see the light of day. And after 20 years, we finally got it. But what is that card? It is known as Double Fusion. You heard me right. Double Fusion, after 20 years, finally gets printed. It finally gets printed, and the effect reads as followed. Pay 500 life points, special summon a fusion from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field. Then you can fusion summon one more fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field. You're literally fusion summoning twice in a turn. So what's very funny about this card is that this card can be used in it can actually be used in decks like Dark Magician. And what I mean by that is You can go double fusion, fuse Red Eyes and Dark Magician to summon Dragoon, and if you have the proper materials, you can go Dark Magician plus, I'll say, Magician's Rod, and summon, and you get to summon out the Dark Magicians, and now you have two very very powerful monsters on board that can do a lot of damage. This card is definitely going to be seeing a lot of play in 2025 and in 2026. So get ready to see that. But we do have an alternate art reprint that will be in Doom of Dimensions, and it will be Garden Rose Maiden. So this is the brand new artwork. Actually looks pretty cool. I have to admit, it looks really cool. But with that being said, I will say out of all these cards, Carnivorous, Double Fusion, Crescent Magistus, and I want to say Fleeting Flower and Lily Reaper are going to be the only ones that I can definitely see making their way into the meta in 2025 and in 2026. However, I do believe that Double Fusion is probably going to be seeing more play in decks like Dark Magician, and even also decks like Heroes, just because of the fact that Heroes can do a lot of damage to the current meta. So it'll be interesting, but we'll have to wait and see. But on that note, that will do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more card discussions in the future, then be sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and as always, make sure you guys are following me on all of my social media. All of my ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.